Are we live? Yeah. Hello and welcome, football fans. Welcome from Fan Stands. I'm Ahmed Abdul Hameed, the newest member of Fan Stand. And as you can see that today I'm alone, and you can't see Mohsen anywhere because I'm doing this prediction video by myself. And yeah, it's a bit of a different experience. So yeah, with EPL 2021 season started already with 3 games, we already have quite a bit excitement in the league. So with the starting of the league, there always comes a prediction how the teams will do in their league. So yeah, today I will give you my EPL predictions of 2021. Yeah, there are some controversial views, so stay tuned. So starting on the relegation battles, at 20 I have Fulham. They just came from Championship and they beat Brentford in the qualifier and they came in the EPL. As usual, Scott Parker is a really good manager, but the problem is that the squad isn't good enough. They have signed Areola from PSG, but you know that Areola hasn't been performing well in PSG and Real. He had a couple of good games in Real, couple of decent run in Real Madrid, but he isn't something that pushed them forward. Yeah, they have a signing of Mitrovic. They have a usual striker of Mitrovic and all their regular players, but I guess it's not enough for them to qualify to be going in a EPL match. And yeah, I see them relegating. So yeah, Scott Parker is going back. So yeah, we have quite some Pakistani fans of Fulham because it's owned by Mr. Shahidan. So yeah, it's gonna be a devastating for us Pakistani fans as well. On number 19 is West Bromwich Albion. So yes, West Bromwich Albion, Sherwin Village have done a wonderful job. He was second in the championship behind Marcel Bielsa's Leeds United. But yeah, once again, and we have seen in the match they won how they didn't pick up they upgraded their squad. We have seen the signing of Branislav Ivanovic, who was a former Chelsea player, but he was playing in Zenit St. Petersburg. So yeah, at the age of 37, I think he is not the answer to the defensive line. Other than that, Callum Robinson, I think he's a good striker, he's a good signing, but it's not enough for them to once again climb up. They're going back to championship because they will have a couple of good games. Just they had a good game against Chelsea, but they collapsed in the second half. So yeah, I think it's Simon Village have to either he will be sacked. I think West Brom are going back to the championship once again. Third one, I think it's quite difficult for me. I think I will think a lot in this sense to what key team I can. Many of the people have put West Ham in it, but I think West Ham have a quite a bit of quality in them. So I'm going with Burnley. Yes, people, Sean Dyche has finally will be taking Burnley with him. Yeah, he's a brilliant manager for me. He's a really good, a mid-tier EPL manager. But yeah, I think his run of form will end in this season. I think Burnley didn't pick up any good signings in them. I think Chris Wood is a good striker, but once again, it's not enough for them to guarantee survival from them. And also, I think even there's a rumor coming that if Tarkovsky, 50 million for Tarkovsky, so if he's gone, that I think it's a really shambolic decision by Burnley, and I think the defense will suffer a lot. So even with Tarkovsky staying, I don't see them staying in Premier League. So yeah, I think at the end of the season, Sean Dyche will leave Burnley, and Burnley will be in Championship. Okay, just surviving the EPL for one more season will be West Ham. West Ham will be survive. I think they have a really good, decent squad. I think they have a really good signing. I think Jared Bowen is a really good winger and a good right winger, and I think they will provide it with them goal. I think the main issue is that if they can hold Declan Rice, which is the main key player for them, if they can hold up Declan Rice and can And can Fabianski have his good season? I can see them survival, and I am putting them on 17 as a survival. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for them because their records and Hellar isn't performing well, and they're relying on goal from the midfield from Souček or either Jared Bowen. So yeah, I think Sebastian Haller and Michael Antonio might do enough, and some attacking power from the midfield might keep them alive for one more season. In number 16, I have Brighton. Yeah, Brighton is one of those teams you can't predict. They can be good on their day, they can be bad on their day. As you can see, that match against Manchester United, I think they performed really well. So for me, putting them on 16, it's quite. I think they're good. They have made a couple of signings. I think they Adam Lallana provide them with that experienced midfield they're lacking. I think they have, I think Ben White, which was in Leeds United on loan on Leeds United, comes back and provide them some solidarity. They have good striking force in Mupe and Lafard, and they have Jahan Baksh as well as a winger, so they have attacking power. Also, they had signed Weltman from Ajax to provide that defensive midfield, and also Tariq Lamptey. I think he's a really good Chelsea graduate. I think Chelsea gonna really regret to letting him go. So yeah, I think they have a good squad, and I think this time they will survive EPL for one more season. I think next it's a bit very next it's the third and last promoted team. It's Leeds United. I think Marco also did a really good job in Championship, and because of that, I think he will survive in this season Premier League. He made a couple of good signings of Robin Nosh from Freiburg, and also Rodrigo from, I guess, from Valencia. That Valencia is really in shambles, and they have to sell them cheap. And for 35, I think they have. I think the main one more thing that they keep the hold of Calvin Phillips, who has been a really good player for them. That defensive midfielder that he is the key player for them. Also, Jack Harrison is a really good player as well. Also, Helga Costa, Patrick Bamford. I think they have enough striking power, and also defensively they're solid enough. So I think they will be staying in this Premier League, and I think they might go forward ahead in next season if Marco Bielsa can keep his magic. I think on number 14, I have Newcastle United. Yes, Newcastle United is at number 14. Some might have suggested they might get relegated, but I think they made a couple of good signings. The signing of Jamal Lewis from Norwich, and Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth, relegated Bournemouth. I think they provide quite some striking power for them, which they were lacking because Joe Linton and Almiron weren't giving them. I think Joe Linton only had 4 goals from his transfer from Hoffenheim. So yes, I think Callum is already, I think in a couple of matches gave them a win and also a draw as well. I think in their last match against Spurs, I think it was a bit controversial, but I think he gave them the draw they needed. So yeah, I guess you can say that it's gonna be a mid-table positioning for Steve Bruce's team. I think they made Fabian Schär. I think he will come back after coming there. They have that defensive stability in the back. I think Darlow and Bruveska is a really good goalkeeper, which will keep them, I think, in a mid-table team. I think number 13, it's a bit controversial because this team really played well last year, but because of the couple of signings, I think they will be suffering from it. Is Sheffield United. Yes, people. Sheffield United, who finished in top 10, will be at number 13. That's because of Dean Henderson. So I think Dean Henderson was a major part of their success last season. I think there was a couple of matches where his brilliant save really saved them. Really saved them from a couple of defeats and a couple of draws as well. And he was the reason they had a couple of wins as well. I think they have signed, I think, Ethan Mbuku from Chelsea. And also I think Jagielka also. I think the problem is they didn't find anything in the striking force. I think Matt Goldrick, they had poor striking force, I think, so they need some strike power in front. I think they are in for Ryan Brewster from Liverpool, but let's see, can they do that striking option in the coming transfer markets, which is only 2 weeks away from closing. So yeah, I think 13 for them is good. I think Ramsdale also is a good signing, but it's not that good of caliber that was Dean Henderson was. So yeah, for me, they are at 13. Number 12 is the usual team which we all see and sometimes get disgusted by it. No, not in a bad way. It's Crystal Palace. Yeah, Crystal Palace will be under number 12. Yes, Crystal Palace, they haven't added too much in their squad. I think the signing of Ozzy in the midfield, so they have good. I think other than that, they keep the hold of Wilfred Zaha. I think keeping Zaha is the most important transfer for them, and I think that's why they're in it. So yeah, I think for them, number 12 is all right. At number 11, it's Southampton. For me, yeah, Southampton really played really well after the 9-0 loss against Leicester City. After that, I think they have kind of a rejuvenation that really lifted them up. So, yeah, Danny is in the form in his life, and I think they signed one right back, Kyle Walker Peters from I think Spurs. So they keep hold of a couple of their most of their squad. I think I think Højbjerg I think is the main player they left, but I think I see them safely on 11 because Danny Ings is really in the form of life, and he will keep them in the mid-table. Now this one is quite controversial for me because many people will argue with me on this one. So on number 10 is Aston Villa for me. Yeah, I think quite people are shocked. I think some people, they were the favorite to get relegated. There were some controversial, like they had the match against Aston Villa and Sheffield United where the goal was not given, and if that goal was given to Sheffield United, I think Aston Villa would have been relegated, but I think they made a really good signing. Number 1, they signed Emilio Martinez from Arsenal, who was for me is the best second keeper in EPL right now, in Premier League right now. They signed him, and I think he's a really good performer. I think they will keep. They also signed Matty Cash, the right back, and also they signed Oliver Watkins from Brentford. The Brentford really had a good striking force, and I think Watkins is they couldn't find goals other than what other team players, especially Jack Grealish was providing them. So yeah, I think other than Grealish, I think Oliver Watkins will provide them with goals. Also, they have a transfer of Bernard Traore from Lyon as well. So yeah, they made a really good signings, which I think will keep them. They are the new Sheffield United of this season. They will be in the top. I think for them, I think they will be in the top half. So yeah, this will bite me later, but for me, number 10 right now is Aston Villa. Halfway through, I know you're not getting bored, I guess. So yeah, halfway through, halfway left. So yeah, now the controversy really begins. At number 9 for me is Wolves. Yes, Wolves, who have been brilliant last season and a couple of seasons in Premier League. For me, they are none. Even though they didn't have a good start they had a match against Manchester United City. They lost. Also, I think yesterday they had a match against West Ham and they lost as well. I think they made a couple of really good signings, but they lost a couple of players, Matt Doherty to Spurs and Diego Jota to Liverpool. But they added really talented Adrian Silva for 40 million. They also added Nelson Semedo from Barcelona, which I think you can't judge him on that 8-2 loss against Bayern Munich. He's a really good signing. So if we get to see Nuno Santos magic again, so yeah, we will see them again. So yeah, for me, they are at number 9 because they have a really good strike force. They had a couple of really good players at every position, even in defensive and midfield. They keep Ruben Neves as well. Also, they keep hold of Adama Traore. So yeah, for me, it's a really good. They kept hold of their good players and they added a couple of really good signings. So yeah, for me, they are number 9. At number 8, it's Leicester City. For me to put Leicester City here, it was quite difficult because I think Brendan Rodgers has a team which can challenge top 4. But I think after the problem with Leicester City is that if they don't have their starting 11, they crumble. So yeah, we will get to see that after the COVID break. I think Madison didn't perform. A couple of their main signing didn't perform. They started to lose against quite some mid-tier teams as well. So yeah, they made good signings in Cengiz Unde from Roma. But other than that, I think they keep hold of their squad. So yeah, I think I can be wrong. I think I can be wrong in this one as well. But for me, right now, Leicester City is number 8. And number 7 for me is Everton. This is the team which many people will predict wrong because the kind of talent Carlo Ancelotti has added in their team can really push them even in top 6 or even in top 4 if they can keep consistent. Carlo Ancelotti added his really brilliant boy in James Rodriguez. Yeah, we get to see James Rodriguez magic in a couple of good games as well. Also, he added Alan from his Napoli days and Abdoulaye Doucouré. These 3 are brilliant signing for me. These are the kind of signing that can push Everton also. With Calvin Lewin performing as well and Richarlison also really in the peak of his form. I think the only issue is that if they can be defensively solid at the back, I think Pickford is a alright goalkeeper and also Yerry Mina and Michael Keane can be vulnerable sometimes, but if they can solidify their defense, I think they can challenge for top 6 or top 7 as well. At number 5 for me, number 6, sorry. Number 6 for me are Spurs. Yes, Jose Mourinho Spurs will be number 6 for me. I think they made a couple of good signings, most probably the signing of Gareth Bale on loan from Real Madrid. I think he won't be playing for 4 to 5 weeks because he had an injury in the international break. So also Reguilon from Real Madrid, he was on loan from Sevilla and he played really well. So yeah, Reguilon really played for amazing from. So yeah, he's kind of really good signing defensively, what Jose Mourinho needs. And also, I think Matt Doherty from Wolves have been added to the squad, and also Højbjerg, which is kind of a Mourinho signing. He needs a defensive midfielder, which I think Harry Winks can't provide. It's a bit lackluster from Harry Winks and also sometimes Moussa Sissoko. So I think Jose Mourinho, it's his second season, and when it's second season, Jose Mourinho always performs. But I think there will be times where he will be challenged, especially this week when they had a draw against Newcastle United. He was quite pissed and he was quite angry at the decisions of the penalty. So yeah, I think if they can accommodate Gareth Bale and Reguilon in their team with Højbjerg and Lo Celso and keeping Harry Kane and Son fit, I think they can even push further. But for me right now, they are number 6. At number 5, it's Manchester United. Yes, United fans, you're at number 5. Before you say anything to me, let me explain to you. The reason I'm putting Manchester United here because you haven't made any significant signing and you really need signing, especially at the right wing. I know Greenwood is playing really well. He had a season of his life last season, but they really needed that position to be filled by someone experienced. I think Jadon Sancho would have provided them with that, but I think 120 million demand from Borussia Dortmund is really hectic from them. So yeah, I guess it's difficult for them to pay that transfer fees right now. Other than that, I think the signing of Van der Beek is really good, but it's kind of a signing that he will come from the bench. I can't see him starting ahead of Pogba or even Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, I think they need a left back as well. I think they have a transfer. They are looking for a left back. I think Alex Telles from Porto might come in 1 or 2 days. Also, I think if they can have one more centre back, because Lindelof and Bailly are really vulnerable, and they need someone good, someone who can be on the same caliber as Maguire. So yeah, if they can make a good signing, I can see them pushing top 4. But for now, with these kind of lackluster signings of only Van der Beek and Alex Telles coming, I think for me right now they are at 5th. Now, top 4, yes, people. Top 4 for me, and starting in top 4, number 4 position, yes, they're claiming their position back. It's Arsenal at number 4. I think this one was a easy decision for me because Mikel Arteta really rejuvenated this Arsenal team. I think he had the kind of transfer he needed in Gabriel, and also William Saliba came, and I think main important thing, they keep hold of Aubameyang, which was good for him because they really lacked a bit of attacking trend, because we can see that Lacazette can be inconsistent as well. Also, Nicolas Pepe, I think he had a couple of good or bad games, so he can't be judged too quickly for me. I think the signing of Willian as an experienced player is a really good signing, and he really performed well in his debut. So yeah, I think all this signings and the way Arteta is playing all the players, even like Granit Xhaka was performing poorly under Unai Emery, has been performing really well. They also keep hold of their favorite academy player Saka, which I think is a brilliant move by them, because many clubs were looking forward to signing him. Even Liverpool, I think, would have signed him if he wouldn't have signed a contract. Also, Kieran Tierney has been performing really well, even though he's a left back. He's been performing good in the three-man midfield, defensive at the back, defense at the back. So yeah, I think all this analysis can tell me that Arsenal will have a good season and might even be going forward in a FA Cup, in the cup competition in Carabao or FA. So yeah, for me the 4th position is occupied by Chelsea, pun intended. At number 3, as usual, is the Frank and its boys. Chelsea is at number 3 for me because all the brilliant signings they have made. They have signed Hakim Ziyech from Ajax. They have signed Timo Werner from Leipzig. They have signed Kai Havertz from Leverkusen. They have signed experienced centre back in Thiago Silva from PSG. They have also signed Malang Sarr from Nice, but he's gone on the loan as well. And Ben Chilwell from Leicester City. Yeah, they made all these brilliant signings, but the problem with Frank is how he will accommodate all these players. It's one big of headache, and we have seen from the matches in Liverpool, also I think in West Brom, he really needs to stick together to a good starting 11. I think he has to know that which players plays which position well. I think Timo Werner and Kai Havertz as 9 and 10 respectively can give them a good balance with I think either Hudson-Odoi on the left and right. I think Mason Mount is covering that position until Pulisic or Hakim Ziyech comes back. I think they're injured. After if they come back from injury, I think Mason Mount will be sitting. I think Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic will start from them. So yeah, all this attacking, but also I think they get also main thing they get rid of Kepa. Yeah, the same goal gifting Kepa is gone now. I think it's the worst signing at 75 million. So yeah, I guess he's gone now. So for me, they have signed Edward Mendy from Rennes as well. So yeah, I think they made a couple of good signings, really good signings. But the problem is, can Frank Lampard really accommodate them? And I think he will. He needs couple of. I think he needs couple of matches to know his starting 11. Once he knows that, I think this squad will fire away all the teams in the EPL. So we have two teams left now. One is Liverpool and one is Manchester City. Which one are the champions? Which are the runner-ups? Well, I won't take too long. Drum roll, please. And at number 2 is, for me, is Manchester City. Yes, people, Manchester City will not win this the league this season again because, and I can tell you, they haven't signed the personnel they needed in defense. Most vulnerability needs someone in defense who can accompany Emerick Laporte, who can help them. Last season, I think Fernandinho, even though he's a brilliant defensive midfielder, he couldn't do job as a centre back. So yeah, they really need someone who can do job for that. I think Nathan Ake, he's a really good player, but he isn't that something that can push Liverpool to challenge Liverpool. I think yes, today they signed Ruben Diaz from Benfica, and Otamendi is going the other way. Ruben Diaz also, I think, is a good talent, but he's not a brilliant prospect like Virgil van Dijk or Jules Koundé or Koulibaly from Napoli. So yeah, I think that, and also I think the left back position is always hunting them because Benjamin Mendy, he has a really injury prone record and he has been really defensively hasn't been so good. So yeah, for me, City, I think attacking wise they really had Ferran Torres from Valencia. Attacking wise they're really good. In the midfield area also Kevin De Bruyne, I can provide them with a good season as well. Rodri and Gundogan and Fernandinho coming back to his defensive midfielder duties. I think they are good in the attacking and middle of the park, but their problems are defensively. So because of that, not finding the high caliber player, I think for them is they're going second. And number 1 and retaining the titles of EPL 2021 for me is Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool will be the champions for second time. Wow, I think Liverpool fans won't imagine this happening again for them after being droughtless for 30 years. But for me, yes, they will win again. They had made a couple of really shrewd signing of Thiago Alcantara, also Simicos from the Olympiacos, and also Diego Jota, which can provide them that cover to the front three. So yes, they keep hold of Virgil van Dijk, as obviously they keep hold of the front three. So yes, I think they had a problem in the middle, in the midfield area, but which that can be addressed by introducing Thiago. I think Thiago is that really important key in their cog, which can provide them something different when I think the teams are sitting back, and he will give them that forward ball or forward runs or forward passes that can really be crucial for the front three to break that deadlock in the defensive fields. So yes, Liverpool will be the champions of 2021. I think they made. I think they also sell their deadwood. Where I think in Adam Lallana also went to Brighton, and Dejan Lovren also went to Venison, Peter Buck. So all their old players, which are in the 30s, they are all gone. I think for me, if they can sign one centre back as well, because they have only three centre backs right now in Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip, and Joe Gomez. If they can sign one more centre back, and they've been linked to Kabak, Osman Kobak from Schalke, but there's no news of him coming this transfer window. I think maybe in this winter transfer window he might come, looking at the condition and the league table position of the Liverpool. So yeah, I think these signings, the shoot signings and all this can help them Liverpool going forward, and I think Klopp will try to play differently, not too defensive. I think he will come back to his heavy metal footballing and gegen pressing. So yeah, for me, I think Liverpool will be champions. Well, guys, these were my 20 teams EPL prediction for 2021. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll come back to this predictions 1 year after, when the predictions, when the seasons will be over, and I'll come back and review it, how many I got right and how many are wrong. So yes, I hope you enjoyed it. Well, share, follow, and like all the content of Fan Stands. So this is Ahmed Abdul Hameed signing off from Fan Stand, and hope you really enjoyed this prediction video. And as always, football for us is very important. Enjoy it and really have a great week ahead.